Welcome, Lions News Fan Report family. I'm thrilled to have you here on this journey into the heart and mind of Detroit football. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss the pulse of Motor City. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that magnetic pull when a rumor whispers just beneath the surface, teasing your curiosity and igniting your imagination? That's exactly where we stand today. Picture this. OTAs buzzing in Allen Park, teammates sweating through drills, and in the midst of it all, a secret so tantalizing it could shift our entire defensive identity. What if I told you Detroit's front office has quietly given the green light on a blockbuster move, one that might elevate our secondary to championship contention? You see, there's something captivating about a hidden plan, something that transforms speculation into electricity in the air. So, let's dissect the psychological underpinnings of this rumor. Why does it grip us so intensely, and what could it mean for the Lions? First, let's acknowledge our collective desire for hope. Fans crave validation that the franchise sees, the same opportunities we see, opportunities to crush expectations, to defy critics, to rise above past disappointments. And right now, the rumor mill suggests that Detroit wants to bring in an elite veteran all-pro, someone whose very presence could command respect from opposing receivers. But the front office isn't naming names. Instead, they're feeding us cryptic hints. We're close. Trust the process. This strategic ambiguity triggers our brain's pattern-seeking instinct. We scan social media for clues, parse every interview clip, and spin countless what-if scenarios. That's persuasion at work. When you withhold information, you amplify engagement. Suddenly, every comment from Coach Campbell or GM Brad Holmes becomes a breadcrumb leading us deeper into the woods of speculation. Now, let's add another layer. The number 5 that appeared on a mysterious social media post from a renowned defensive back. Just the solitary digit. No context, no caption. Why does that small symbol send our minds spiraling? Because humans are wired to connect dots. We think, perhaps 5 days until an official announcement, or 5 years of experience, or a jersey. Number destined for our field. That tiny clue triggers anticipation, and anticipation is the fuel that powers fandom. It makes you lean forward, heart pounding. What's next? And if our next step is securing a Pro Bowl caliber star, imagine how that plays into our collective psyche. But let's ground ourselves in reality. Detroit already invested heavily in DJ Reed this offseason, handing him a 3-year, $45 million contract. Reed's versatility, playing both outside and slot, gives us defensive flexibility. Yet, fans and analysts alike agree that the missing piece is a true lockdown artist, someone whose reputation alone alters the chemistry of our secondary. Think of a veteran safety or corner who has seen every route, every formation, every double move in the book. Plugging that type of talent alongside Brian Branch, who as a rookie earned a 76.0 PFF coverage grade, could create a tandem that opponents dread. Could this hypothetical pairing transform our defense into a unit that dictates tempo, not merely reacts? The possibilities are thrilling, but also deliberately veiled by those in the know. Let's talk timing. Word on the street is that cap maneuvers in Miami could clear by June 1st, clearing the path for Detroit to pounce. From a psychological standpoint, the June 1st date becomes an anchor in our minds. We circle the calendar, our anticipation building, day by day. Each passing hour without confirmation heightens emotional investment, because uncertainty breeds longing. We find ourselves replaying every team meeting rumor, every hushed hallway conversation, and when or if that announcement arrives just as practice fades into mid-June, the emotional payoff will be exponential. It taps into our brain's reward circuitry. The closer we get to resolution, the more dopamine surges in anticipation of closure. But be mindful. Skepticism lurks in every corner of Lions fandom. Is this too good to be true? What if negotiations collapse at the last minute? When our hopes soar, our rational minds push back with doubt. That dialectic tension, hope versus skepticism, is exactly what makes this rumor so irresistible. We want to believe, but we also protect ourselves from disappointment. Here's where Detroit's decision-makers play a masterful psychological game. By leaking tantalizing yet incomplete information, they keep us oscillating between excitement and caution. As long as we stay invested, they control the narrative. Let's not forget the tangible impact on our locker room dynamics. Imagine a young Brian Branch, once the sole rising star in the secondary, now sharing the field with a brood of seasoned veterans. How might that elevate his confidence? How might it push him to refine his craft even further, driven by the implicit message, "We believe in your future, but here's someone who can teach you the nuances of NFL excellence right now." That mentorship potential can be as influential as any on-field talent. And when players sense that leadership, it permeates the team's collective mindset, an intangible force that can carry us through tight divisional battles. As we digest every rumor, every cryptic social media post, remember that speculation is not deception. We're not inventing lies. We're exploring possibilities grounded in small but meaningful truths. Holmes's front office has proven before that they're unafraid to zig when experts zag. In recent seasons, they've unearthed hidden gems who transformed our roster. Does that track record not lend credence to the idea that they might pull off another coup now? This interplay between past success and future promise ignites our hope even as we temper it with caution. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss a beat from Detroit's front line of insider intel. Now, let's peel back another layer of this tantalizing mystery and zero in on who this rumored defensive star might be, how he would fit into our schemes, and exactly when we might see him suit up in Honolulu blue. We know there's been talk of a veteran All-Pro, someone who could slot anywhere across the secondary, corner, slot, or safety, with the swagger and instincts to mentor our young core. But what does that look like in practice? Imagine a player with multiple Pro Bowl nods and All-Pro honors, a seasoned pro who has seen every route, every formation, every nuance of elite NFL offenses. Someone like a former Miami cornerback whose contract situation could clear by June 1st, suddenly freeing him to move north and anchor our back end. Picture Brian Branch lining up alongside him. Branch, the rookie who posted a 76.0 PFF coverage grade in 2024, suddenly has a seasoned co-pilot to teach him how to navigate complex reads at breakneck speed. Could that be the catalyst that transforms our secondary from good to absolutely suffocating? Now, as we approach the crucial days leading up to training camp, the psychological tension reaches its peak. Will the official press conference drop in early June, or will we face another week of tantalizing silence? Each hour we go without confirmation, the speculation intensifies. Our minds spin cyclical what-ifs, building anticipation until it becomes almost unbearable. Yet remember, Lions Nation, that this emotional roller coaster is part and parcel of fandom. We endure the suspense because we know that when the news finally breaks, the payoff is exponential, a release of collective adrenaline that unites us in joy. So here's where I lean into my Lion fan heart. I believe we're on the cusp of witnessing one of the franchise's most significant defensive additions in years. I can almost visualize his initial practice. Laser-focused eyes, automatic communication with Branch, tight synergy with our linebackers on double-team picks, and the unmistakable aura of confidence that only an All-Pro possesses. That image alone makes me tremble with excitement. Could this moment be the pivot that propels us deep into January? I'm convinced it could be, but I also acknowledge the gamble. If something falls through, If injury or cap roadblocks intervene, our hopes momentarily hang in limbo, forcing us to recalibrate and rally around existing talent. Now, Lions News Fan Report family, it's time to hear from you. Do you believe this rumored All-Pro will lace up for Detroit before September? Which position, corner or safety, do you think brings the most immediate impact? And what's your gut feeling? Week 1 appearance or a strategic debut around? Week 4 or 5? Drop your boldest predictions in the comments below, because your voice fuels this conversation more than any leaked memo. If you've been electrified by this breakdown, show us some love with a thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed. Our next video will analyze his first snaps, scheme adjustments, and whether this gamble pays off. Until then, stay hungry, stay hopeful, and keep roaring. Lions Nation, our moment may be just around the corner.